Hello and welcome back to another week of Sambo iRacing. We're back in the Porsche 718, the Cayman GT4, this time at Bathurst for yet another track guide. Now, if you're going to run this in the open setup Falcon series and you want to race the exact setup being driven by Gianni Lutzu in this track guide, you can go to our website, sambosetups.com, or you can go to our Patreon page, or our links to both in the description. Any questions, let me know in the comments, but please note the track state is clean, as shown in the overlay bottom right, and the track temp is, I think, 18.9, if I remember rightly, shown in the bottom left. Enjoy. Right, so here we are, smashing it down the main straight, looking for our braking marker into turn 1, which is going to be just after the 100 and before the 50. We're going to trail it off all the way down to the apex, drop it down to second as we get back on the gas. Now we're going to slowly meander our way over to the left-hand side of the track for turn 2. Track map has now caught up with us. So we go under the double Ds, and what we're looking for is this little road on the left-hand side after the 100. We get on the brakes to about 60, trail it off down to third, smoothly back on the gas. We don't make it up to 100 until we're actually through the apex. We're going to head over to the right-hand side. Now, it's important not to brake too hard through this. We go past that on the left, down to second gear, and then back on the gas as soon as possible. We want to carry all that momentum up the hill. And if you haven't, you just bleed time off here against your delta, if you've got a decent delta. Going to head over to the right side. We're going to go lightly on the brakes and then back on the gas in fourth. We go over this crest and then do the same again, picking back up on the gas in fourth, head over to the left-hand side. As we get to the coats higher, we go on the brakes initially to about 20%, then we increase it to decrease and then increase again, and we trail off all the way through until there. So don't do too much. I see people throttle brake. That's not what you want to do. Back on the gas in second as we finish that off. Sorry, we go through there too fast for me to be able to talk through every corner. I will talk you through it in the breakdown lap. So we head straight down the middle of the road here, making use of the camber. Now we go over to the left-hand side, we cut back across, and then what we're looking for is that 200 marker, and we get on the brakes to around 60%, all the way down to third gear, back on the gas, cutting that corner a little bit, and exiting nice and wide. We're going to head over to the right side, one more braking zone to go, just after the 100. On the right side, we get on the brakes again to about 60%, down second gear, back on the gas. Pin our ears back for the line, and over and across we go in a 2:11 flat. We've got the breakdown lap coming up next. Breakdown lap. So, first braking marker just after the 100, but before the 50. So I'll show you it. There we go. That's where we get on the brakes, and we just go on the brakes to about 60%. We're always trying to avoid the ABS in these GT cars. Now we get back on the gas in second gear at the apex, but we don't get up to 100% until we're almost tracked out, as you can see. Track state is clean, by the way, bottom right, and track temp 18.9 on the left. Right, braking marker for turn 2, so it's after the 100 and just before that little entrance road on the left-hand side. So here it is. This is where we get on the brakes, and again, initially to about 55–60%. Hold it, then we trail it off, we drop it down to third, and we start picking back up on the gas just ahead of the apex. So when we're actually at the apex, we're more or less at 80%, and we don't get up to 100% until we know we're going to make the corner and not end up in that wall. Now we head over to the right-hand side. So what we're looking for is this Armco here on the right-hand side. That's going to signal us to turn in. And now what we're looking for is, if you see where it says, is it Mother? On the left-hand side where that wall is, once we are alongside that, that part of the wall that we can see now, that is when we're going to get on the brakes. So I'm exactly alongside where it was from that view. We get on the brakes to around 45%, then quick-ish trail off. We drop it down to second, and we start picking up on the gas here. So really quite early on into the corner and well ahead of that Marshall's hook you can see on the right-hand side above where it says tyre power. So we get back on the gas, but we don't get up to 100% until once again we can make that corner. And if you saw, Johnny did actually have to do just a little bit of counter steering through that. So one thing I will say, if you purchase one of our setups, it's not set up to try and be the fastest car in the straight line. It's set up to be very, very safe in the mountain section, because that's where everyone has a problem. It's very easy to drive fast in a straight line and improve your delta by just dropping your wing. However, if you're crashing every 10 minutes, it's not that good. Right, this is where for turn 10, once we're in this dip alongside the Etihad banner, we get off the gas, on the brakes to about 15%, we trail that off, and then we get back on the gas in fourth gear at the left-hand curve here. And then what we're looking for again is, as we get alongside this Marshall's Hook P9-8, we go over this little crest, and same again, we're going to get off the gas, and we get on the brakes only to about 5%, just to ensure that the tyres bite in, and then we can pick back up and get up to 100% before we get to the apex of this turn on the left. Now we're going to head over to the left-hand side, and just before we get to the Coates hideout, we're going to come off the gas and initially on the brakes to about 20%, so 20-30%. And we're just going to hold it around there until we've gone past this wall on the right-hand side. Then we're going to straighten the steering, increase the pressure on the brakes up to about 50%. Now we're going to trail it off until we straighten our wheel once again. I'm going to increase the brakes again for this part. Now we're going to trail it off and just holding the brakes at around 5-10% all the way until here. And this is when we can pick back up on the gas, carry that speed all the way through. Head over to the left-hand side so we can cut back. And as soon as we start cutting back, we get on the brakes to about 20%. And again, we're just holding it. We increase it slightly once we've got a straight wheel to get ourselves down to this point. And this is when we get back on the gas in second gear. So yeah, it's just not over braking and not being brake throttle. We're just trying to ease our way down through that downhill. We're going to head over to the left-hand side. Now we're going to cut back, and we're on the brakes for the longest period here because we're going our fastest speed. So we're going to get on the brakes just after the 200 marker on the right-hand side. So there we go. It is now, I can see it out of my right-hand side window. We get on the brakes just to around 60%. We're going to hold it all the way there until the 50 sign. Now we're going to start trailing it off, and we pick back up on the gas in third gear. We want to have our right-hand tyres on that curve and left-hand tyres on this one. One final braking marker to go. It's just after the 100 on the right-hand side. Oh, it's just before the 100 on the right-hand side. Gianni brakes just a little bit earlier than me, but he does go around faster. And again, holding it to around 60%. Then we trail off and pick back up on the gas in second at the apex. So that's the breakdown lap in the Porsche Cayman GT4. We have one final version coming up next with the driving line on and without neutral.